Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Starry Tarot. My name is Sophie, and thank you so much for being here. Happy Sunday to everybody. Um, I am a tarot reader. If you are new to this channel, I am a tarot reader. I am here to answer any of your questions, with the exception of medical or legal questions. And I am using one of my very I know I say this about most of my decks, but I for real mean this about this deck. My little Twin Stars tarot deck. Y'all have seen this a lot. It's kind of hard to see with the lighting right now in the pastel colors, but yeah, there we go. Very cute, super kawaii, and we love it. It is also the most recent deck that I've gotten. I want to get more from this artist. I mean, it is licensed Sanrio merchandise. The artist's name is Luna, and she has a cinema roll one, which I have. I'm sure you guys have seen it. She also has a My Melody one, which I want, and a Kuromi one, which I don't want, but this is my favorite one so far. It is very cute, and nothing better than a deck from an independent artist. The ones on Etsy are really like primo quality. I can't think of like a deck that I got off Etsy that wasn't printed well, wasn't onto cardstock, and wasn't like exactly what it was advertised as. But anyway, yeah, so I'm here to answer any of your questions. All of my donation information can be found pinned at the top of the chat and throughout the body of the chat. Well, it should be throughout the body of the chat, but Mr. Nightbot is not here right now, so I'm gonna get him on board. And I can answer any questions of any type: romance, career, finance. A lot of things on this planet are not totally set in stone, but the way that tarot, I think, helps me and helps my clients and helps you, and the ambiguous you, is that it will always direct you or let you know if you're in the right direction or redirect you to the right direction, in terms of whatever you're trying to manifest or see change or transform in some type of way. Beyond answering, romantic or financial or spiritual questions, well, I guess this is quite a spiritual question, but I am also a psychic medium. I can communicate with those who have passed on. I've been doing it for about 20 years, maybe a little bit more. I'm doing it professionally for about 3.5 or 4. And with my experience, I have found that I can indeed get in touch with most folks who have passed on. The exceptions usually being those who have very recently passed, or have passed a very long time ago. Or if I have had mediumship requests for people, this only happened once, but somebody wanted to get in contact with a famous person who had passed on, which is a very cool idea, very cool, but oftentimes they won't come through unless they personally knew you. I know this from my own experience. Hello, Philomena. My goodness, I was just thinking about you today. I haven't seen you in a while. Thank you so much for your donation, love. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you. But yeah, the 2 times that I find it has been difficult, and I can say with confidence it's only been about 5% of folks I'm not able to get in contact with. Either, yeah, if they very recently passed, or if they've then been passed for like a while. Oftentimes people reincarnate. I have not seen Miss Philomena, but she did indeed make a donation. So just waiting for her There she is. Hi, Philomena. Thank you, love. Did I make the right decision by cutting off Joseph, the guy I met at the concert? He didn't text me for 24 hours, so I stopped talking to him. Let's see. And thank you, Fernando, for your donation, honey. Let me add you to the list too. You'll be next. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, did Philomena make the right decision by cutting off Joseph? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, did Philomena make the right decision by cutting off Joseph? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, did Philomena make the right decision by cutting off Joseph? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, did Philomena make the right decision by cutting off Joseph? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, did Philomena make the right decision by cutting off Joseph? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, did Philomena make the right decision by cutting off Joseph? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, did Philomena make the right decision by cutting off Joseph? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, did Philomena make the right decision by cutting off Joseph? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, did Philomena make the right decision by cutting off Joseph? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, did Philomena make the right decision by cutting off Joseph? We have Three of Wands reversed, the Fool, Death reversed, Three of Cups, and Knight of Cups reversed. Okay, yeah, on one hand, Philomena, I hear you. You cut him off because you didn't hear from him for 24 hours, and you are looking for, one of the things you're looking for is not just communication, but consistent communication from the person who you are dating. And if that doesn't meet your standards, or if that didn't meet your standards of consistent communication, then he didn't meet your standards there. However, you did ask Spirit, Tarot, if you made the right decision by cutting him off, and Spirit is saying that no, you did not make the right decision. They're not saying that you made a wrong decision, and I think that's what they're saying. Like, I think they're kind of with yeah, it's like you didn't make the wrong decision. Like you do, like, you know what you want. You want consistent communication. However, if you had just been a little more patient, and this is not what I have to say, this is what Spirit is saying here. Three of Wands reversed. If you had just been a little more patient, had given it a little more time, you would have seen that he actually is a very strong communicator. He had every intention of being committed to you and was committed to you. I don't know if he was aware that 24 hours was too long of a time frame. If you had told him that, then I mean, I hear what Spirit is saying, but I also know what you're looking for. But Spirit is saying that it did, unfortunately, it brought something to an end or a close that had a lot of potential for growth and transformation. He was being inconsistent, and I don't really have time for that. He gave me a bullshit excuse that he was playing a video game. Yeah, video game, I understand it. That's, that can be important to people as well. But that's, just having dated gamers, like, do you want to date a gamer? Because they're very serious. I don't know how much of a gamer this guy is, but some people are very, very serious about their video games, and, like, yeah, they will, like, straight up lose, like, relationships if they prioritize that stuff, because it's, if they're playing with other players, they can't pause the game. I understand. I'm guessing that's why you couldn't step away. But at the same time, you know exactly what you want, and like you said, you don't want to, you don't have time for inconsistency. You can't be that busy if you were okay, so he's also doing other stuff too. Gotcha. So he was being inconsistent with his communication. But what I'm getting from spirit, did you let him know that that was a big thing for you? Because he may have just been he may not have. I don't think he dates very often. I think it's been a while since he's dated, and I don't know if he was aware that that's not really the norm, because I don't think he's really experienced like the norm or known what your norm is. I don't know if that was communicated, but I'm just saying Spirit is saying that you didn't make a wrong decision because you know what you want. But he would not have been bad to you. And I think that if you had communicated this to like, hey, like 24 hours is too long. I don't, this whole video game excuse thing, I don't buy it. Just told him, okay, thank you and have a good night, and left it at that. And he never responded to you ever again? Or did you block him or anything? Because, yeah, with this Three of Cups, I'm getting an energy of like, he doesn't need to, he doesn't need to be babied or mothered, but he hasn't dated in a while, and he kind of needs a little bit of guidance when it comes to, and you don't have to be the one to give him that guidance, that's not your responsibility, but Spirit is saying he's a little naive when it comes to dating and the norms attached to that and associated with that. Sorry, 1 second here. But yeah, Spirit is saying Knight of Cups reversed. There was a potential. He definitely was like pretty solid potential. If you had given it more time to observe. Three of Wands reverse being all these cards are definitely telling a story here, or telling a narrative, giving a message. So on one hand, like, yeah, there's a really good chance that he would have proved actually to have been more communicative. Or if you communicated that with him, there's definitely a chance that he would have grown and improved. But like I said, that shouldn't be your responsibility. At the same time, we can't read each other's minds, but it also doesn't need to be your responsibility to have to tell him, like, and he I just feel like he should know that you would need more communication than that. If you're reaching out to him and he's saying, oh, I need to play a video game, this, that, and the other, it's like, well, girl wants to talk to you. And so, yeah, there's a big chance that you could have, taught him what was what and like the right behavior. Actually, sorry, the behavior that you need. Oh my God, I almost just burned myself. I did burn myself. The right type of behavior that you need in a relationship, and I think that there's a good chance he would have changed, and adapted his ways, but it also calls into question how many other things would you have had to have corrected within him, for him to be a decent partner for you. Because, yeah, it sounds like he's pretty, like, naive when it comes to dating, hasn't dated in a while, and I'm not making excuses for him, but I had to text him first before he said anything, and that made me say, let me walk away from the situation. Okay. Yeah, I hear you. Okay. So you didn't text before he said anything. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I hear you, Philomena. I totally hear you. I know what you want. I know what you're looking for. You know what you want and what you're looking for, and it sounds like he wasn't really reflecting that. In time, he probably could have, like, I don't want to say manipulated him, but like, kind of formed him to be more the type of man that you need. But it's also, that shouldn't be your job, that shouldn't be your responsibility when you're dating someone, Ideally, you should have a decent semblance of that, So, again, it's not that you made the wrong decision. I don't think Spirit's saying you made the wrong decision, but they are saying that there was a possibility that a large possibility he would have grown and adapted. But to that I say it's not your job. Um, and yeah, that's also not a good sign too if you were the first one that had to text him about the situation and that's what led you to walk away. Yeah, too many men out there for that to be wasting time on. I'm with you there, Philomena. Well, thank you very much, love. I really appreciate you, and I hope you're having a great weekend. People make time for things they want, and I wasn't what he wanted, and that's fine with me. I agree with that, too. People do make time for the things that they want. I do think that he wanted you, but I think, again, I'm not making excuses for him, but I think it's been a while since he's been with a woman, and he has a lot of different hobbies and interests that he's used to investing most of his time in as a single guy and having been a single guy for a while. And I don't think he realized that there's certain things that you're going to have to give up a little bit, you know, in order to make it work. And I do think he has like I get the sense that he doesn't feel great about it, but at the same time I also think he feels like very like insecure, and I think that's a big reason why he's not reaching out to you. And now feels like even like more like not sure about how to date. Yeah, I think that's a big part of it is like it's true, people do make time for what they want, but I think he was also really used to being a single guy and didn't realize that there were certain things that he needs to put to the side if he wants to foster a relationship, you know? So, well, thank you very much, Philomena. I really appreciate you, and I support, you know, whatever decisions you make. I think, you know, there's just too many men on this planet for us to be wasting time on any one of them, you know. They're not serving our needs. Fernando, thank you for your donation, Fernando. Were you looking for a 10-card reading, or did you want two 5-card readings? Thoughts, feelings, and intentions for NA. Okay, and what is NA's sign? You're a Gemini, right? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are NA's thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Fernando? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are NA's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Fernando? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are NA's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Fernando? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are NA's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Fernando? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are NA's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Fernando? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are NA's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Fernando? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are NA's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Fernando? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are NA's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Fernando? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are NA's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Fernando? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are NA's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Fernando? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are NA's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Fernando? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are NA's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Fernando? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are NA's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Fernando? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are NA's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Fernando? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, what are NA's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Fernando? How long have you known each other? Knight of Pentacles reversed. 5 of Wands reversed. The Sun. 6 of Cups. Page of Swords reversed. 5 of Swords reversed. 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Swords reversed. The Hermit. and 10 of Cups reversed. We see each other at the gym, maybe a year. Okay. But you've never seen one another outside the gym yet? I want to start with your general energies first. We have the Knight of Pentacles reversed and the Five of Swords reversed. So you've known this guy for a year. I don't know how long you've had your eye on him in terms of like him being a potential romantic partner or someone just to get to know. But I and correct me if I'm wrong, but I get the sense with Knight of Pentacles reversed that you're kind of feeling like the wheels aren't turning forward in the way that you would like to see them turn forward. There hasn't been an exchange in like numbers or like outside gym energies between the two of you with this Five of Swords reverse, but it's not something that you dwell on by any means, with it being in its reversed form here, but it is something that you have kind of observed. His general energies, we have the Page of Swords reversed and the Ten of Cups reversed. This could very well just have to do with the fact that you're not really too deep in each other's sphere of influence at this time. Like you see each other at the gym, but without that exchange of like outside gym energy, he's not really able to get to know who you are, with this Page of Swords reversed, or to make a fair assessment as to what his energies like are towards you with this Ten of Cups reversed. However, his thoughts towards you, we have the Five of Wands reversed and the Eight of Pentacles. I do think that you are the type of person who he would like to get to know better, and beyond the gym, with this Eight of Pentacles. And I think that I think that he's had his eye on you for a little while as well, Fernando. Roberto, where did I get that from? Like that song. I think he's had his eye on you as well for a little while here, because we have this Five of Swords reversed, and then we also have this Five of Wands reversed. I think that he would ideally have liked to, would like to exchange information with you, and more communication, possibly like time together, energy spent together. It hasn't, the traction hasn't happened yet. The wheel hasn't started turning yet in that direction, with this Five of Wands reversed, but it is in its reversed position. So it's not something that he like dwells on or thinks that like, oh, well, I haven't gotten his number yet, so it's not going to be possible. He doesn't think in those kind of terms, which I think is pretty advantageous. His feelings towards you, we have the Sun and the Eight of Swords reversed. I definitely feel that he has had his eye on you, Fernando. I don't know for how long, but he definitely sees your light when he does see you, at the gym with this beautiful Sun card, and he likes what he sees. But I do think he would like to see more with this Page of Swords reverse. I think he'd like to get, and I'll get to that in a moment, I do think he wants to get to know you outside of the gym sphere. And I'm seeing that I was like, what is this Eight of Swords reversed? Okay, this is breaking free. Eight of Swords reversed is about breaking free, breaking from binds. And I feel like he kind of sees the gym as like what is binding the two of you at this time. And technically it is. It's what brought the two of you together. You may not have met him if you hadn't seen him at your gym. But I think he would like to share your energy outside of that sphere with this Eight of Swords reverse. And I see this with his intentions. We have the Six of Cups and the Hermit. He definitely he wants to get to know you better. He wants to get to know you better, Fernando, with the Hermit. He wants to communicate with you, I don't know if you guys like talk at the gym. If you guys do talk and like communicate at the gym, that's great. Continue on. But I would really strongly suggest asking for his phone number. I mean, he may ask you for yours, but in the meantime, I see there's, I don't see why there's any harm in asking him for his number if you haven't already, because what I'm seeing here is somebody who does want to communicate, who does want to learn more of who you are, just has no idea and wants to know, sees the light that you shine, but wants to know what's within you, as well, that which is, more intimate and concealed, because we all have that part of us. We have our like public persona, and then we have that which is like deeper within our souls and is often shared in intimate relationships. And by intimate relationships, I don't mean literally but yes, those romantic intimate relationships, but also like intimate friendships, close friendships, just close relationships, where you really get to know one another. So yeah, I don't know what action either of you have taken at this point. And I know you didn't ask for my opinion or my advice, but if you want it, I'm more than happy to. I think I already told you what my advice is. I think it would be a really great idea for you to just ask for his number. I don't think that he would be withholding. I think he would definitely share it with you, and I think it would just get the ball rolling, when it comes to getting to know one another. And once you guys start getting to know one another outside of the gym sphere, the gym space, then the two of you can assess better, whether the two of you would be a good match romantically, or if it should just be a friend thing. But what's crucial here is spending time together outside of the gym and getting to know one another on that level. Okay. So that is what I see for you, Fernando. Thank you so very much, love, for your donation. I really, really appreciate you. And I hope I brought you some clarity there. With your question. Thank you. You're so welcome. You are so welcome, Fernando. Thank you. All right. So the donation queue is currently open right now. Yeah, so beyond, regular questions, any questions that you guys may have, I also offer some other types of readings. I provide soulmate confirmation readings. Those can be asked in a couple of different ways. Sorry, one sec. Those can be answered, I guess, in a couple of different ways. One way to do it is to just directly ask your angels, your ancestors, your spirit guides, whether the person in question in your life is truly, I don't know why this incense is not wanting to burn, is truly a soulmate of yours. And whether or not they're supposed to be in your life and in what capacity. Another way that I can answer it is by directly asking your ancestors whether or not they give their blessing regarding a particular person in your life. That is another way of providing that confirmation. It's interesting observing how some people really care what their spirit guides have to say about the person in question in their life. Some people really don't give a rat's, but some people care so much they don't want to know. They're afraid of knowing. But yeah, it really runs the gamut there, and I think it's always fascinating to see, to get that confirmation of whether or not someone is supposed to be part of your life's tapestry or not. I also provide past life confirmation readings. Oh my gosh, what the heck is this? Yeah, past life confirmation readings. I have been studying past life regression for many, many, many years, since I was a very small girl. And I love it, and I still practice it. I've been regressed myself, and I also have developed a form of past life regression utilizing tarot. And we just received a donation um, from Miss Anna. Thank you so much, Anna, for your donation, love. How are you? I almost thought you were somebody else when I saw your name. I have another client with that name, and I almost thought it was a different person, but I'm glad that I saw that it was you. Hi, Anna, love. I hope you're doing well. Anna, were you interested in a 15 card reading, or did you have multiple questions? I want the 3 questions. You got it, girl. You got it. Please go ahead and post your first question. Thank you. My first question is, I applied for a job at TurboTax. Will I get this job? Let us see. Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides. Will Anna get the job she applied for at TurboTax? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides. Will Anna get the job she applied for at TurboTax? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides. Will Anna get the job she applied for at TurboTax? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides. Will Anna get the job that she applied for at TurboTax? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides. Will Anna get the job she applied for at TurboTax? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides. Will Anna get the job she applied for at TurboTax? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides. Will Anna get the job she applied for at TurboTax? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides. Will Anna get the job she applied for at TurboTax? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides. Will Anna get the job she applied for at TurboTax? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides. Will Anna get the job she applied for at TurboTax? Let's see. We have 3 of Pentacles reversed, 2 of Pentacles, Page of Swords reversed, 6 of Wands, and Knight of Wands reversed. When did you apply, Anna? My second question, does Hannah, the Leo, have romantic feelings for me? Keyword romantic. Yes, I can ask that. But to get to this question, I need just a little bit of information here, because we do have the 6 of Wands, which is a victory. 2 of Pentacles, which is balancing someone basically into one's company, business. However, we have the 3 of Pentacles reversed here. 3 of Pentacles is like paid, like work, employment. Page of Swords being a decision. We have it in its reverse position. Knight of Wands also being a signifier of decision making. Is this something that you applied for very recently, Anna? Because the decision may not have been made at this point, is what I'm starting to wonder. How, do you remember when you applied for this, Anna? Okay, well, it looks like, sorry, I applied about 2 weeks ago. They will get back to me this week. Okay, so this week is when they said they will be getting back to you. All right. What I'm starting to think is you may not get the position that you applied for necessarily, Anna, but with this Six of Wands here, I do see there being some kind of positive result coming from you applying to this position, which is leading me to believe that there might be another position that they feel would be better for you or more ideal for you, or something that they would want, they ideally need to have fit. But I don't see this as a complete loss. I am seeing like some positive things here. But it feels more like an indecision. Like they haven't made their final decision yet. It does look like it's erring more on the side of no for this particular position. Um, but like I said, I'm getting the sense that there are other positions that they have available that they would offer to you. Like I don't feel like this is a loss by any means. I do feel like there's going to be a win here with this application. But it's good to know that they told you that they would be responding to you over the next week or during this week, because being left, with no information is pretty crummy. Your second question, you are asking about Hannah, if she has any romantic feelings for you. Did you want this to be a 5-card reading too, or did you want this to be 10? Yes, I applied for a lower position and they called me saying I qualified for a higher position. Oh, there you go. Bing, bang, boom. That's that Six of Wands there. That's that Two of Pentacles. They are going to fit you into their company. That's what it is. They just think that you, and they know, and that you would do better in a higher level position. That's what I think is going on. And that's great. I think that's great news. Unless that's not something that you were looking for, but yeah, they definitely see you as a good fit for their company, and this is a higher level position. I think this would be a really good idea. And they told you to interview for that position. Okay, that's great. I think that's great news, Anna. That must be what's going on here, because like on one hand, yeah, there was Two of Pentacles, which would indicate a decision, but then what else? There was another one that, yeah, Knight of Wands reverse indicating indecision, or like having made a decision of like not fitting you in. So that makes sense. With that Six of Wands, it's a victory. There's going to be a better opportunity for you, my darling. And they see that, and they want you to interview for that, so that's great. I do see a win there. So so you won't be getting the job you applied for, but I do think you're absolutely going to be getting the one that you will be interviewing for, that they wanted you. It doesn't matter. It's a yes and no question, whatever you think is best. Let's do, whether it should be a 5-card or a 10-card. Well, do you have three? Did you say you had 3 questions? I mean, if I were asking the question for myself, I would probably pull 10 cards. I think it's probably a more of a complex. I know it's a yes or no answer, but it's going to have its complexities too, either the yes or the no. But at the same time, if you had 3 questions, I don't want to take from that either. Well, here, let's start with 5 ancient masters and spirit guides. Does Hannah have romantic feelings for Anna? Ancient masters and spirit guides. Does Hannah have romantic feelings for Anna? Ancient masters and spirit guides. Does Hannah have romantic feelings for Anna? Ancient masters and spirit guides. Does Hannah have romantic feelings for Anna? Ancient masters and spirit guides. Does Hannah have romantic feelings for Anna? Ancient masters and spirit guides. Does Hannah have romantic feelings for Anna? Ancient masters and spirit guides. Does Hannah have romantic feelings for Anna? Ancient masters and spirit guides. Does Hannah have romantic feelings for Anna? Ancient masters and spirit guides. Does Hannah have romantic feelings for Anna? Ancient masters and spirit guides. Does Hannah have romantic feelings for Anna? My 3rd question is, suing my old boss for sexual harassment has been a terrible journey. I want to know if he carries EPLI insurance. I don't know if I can answer that, Anna. One sec. Yeah, I don't know. I can't. I don't believe I can answer that, Anna. That would be a legal question, and not just because you're in the process of suing him. But the EPLI insurance question is also a legal thing. If I were to answer yes, and he indeed did, that I could get in a lot of trouble for that. So that would be within the realm of a legal question. I'm sorry. Ace of Cups, 7 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles reversed, 3 of Wands reversed, and 5 of Pentacles. Yes, she does have romantic feelings for you, Anna. She does. She has not just romantic feelings for you, but she has physical attraction feelings towards you, the 7 of Wands. However, I do see some other issues like peppered into this. With this 3 of Pentacles reversed, like she feels that even though she does have feelings for you and attraction towards you, she feels that there would be a lot of external forces that would prevent the 2 of you from successfully being together, which is what I think she would want. Timing is also of the essence. This 3 of Wands reversed, I think she would want to move things really quickly, but knows that either wouldn't be possible or wouldn't be like really the smart way of going about things. And at this time, I'm assuming the 2 of you are not physically with one another. I don't know if the 2 of you are speaking to one another. But she is feeling the distance between the two of you. Um, she is missing you. She is thinking about you quite a bit. Um, Despite these frustrations, she can't help but have affection and attraction towards you. Um, I was gonna say, oh darn, what's wrong with that? Like she likes you. Oh, yeah, I get it because I can't answer the legal question. Okay, you guys are texting. Okay, do you want me to elaborate on this question, or did you want to ask another third question? Because yeah, the answer is yes. She does, with a couple of caveats though. Like it does bother, it does upset her, it frustrates her that there are well, the distance. That's one. The first one I'm thinking of, having dated someone who lived in New York myself and living in California. The distance is a big one. It's a big factor there. Um, and unless one has just complete unlimited resources and unlimited time, it'd be very difficult to maintain that. Um, and I feel that's also one of the issues with this Three of Wands reversed. Um, Can you help me phrase the last question so it won't be legal? Um, you want to know if he carries EPLI insurance. There's no other way I could phrase that question. And EPLI insurance is what protects corporations from uh, being sued, I believe. Um, it is a protection, a legal protection for them. Um, So it's just, I mean, it's a yes or no question. I can't rephrase it in any way. Um, yeah, because the only way I can think to rephrase it would be, does your former employer have any kind of insurance that protects him legally? And that's a legal question. You know, it is rephrased, but there's no other way around it. It's insurance, but it's insurance that is to protect one from liability, from litigation, or certain types of litigation. Um, so it's like it's specifically that type of insurance. It's not just any type of insurance. And I also don't like asking questions about insurance either. That's another thing that's part of the whole. It's kind of under the same umbrella there. Um, so I don't know what to tell you, love. We can expand on this, or you can ask another question entirely. But I can't answer that, love. I'm sorry. Okay, let me rephrase the first one. Will I get the job that I applied for at TurboTax as a tax expert when I get the answer from them? Okay, let's see. Sorry, just give me 1 second. That's more specific to what they wanted me to apply an interview for. Okay. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Anna get the job? Will Anna get the job as a tax expert when she hears back from TurboTax? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Anna get the job as a tax expert when she hears back from TurboTax? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Anna get the job as a tax expert when she hears back from TurboTax? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Anna get the job as a tax expert when she hears back from TurboTax? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Anna get the job as a tax expert when she hears back from TurboTax? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Anna get the job of tax expert when she hears back from TurboTax? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Anna get the job of tax expert when she hears back from TurboTax? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Anna get the job of tax expert when she hears back from TurboTax? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Anna get the job of tax expert when she hears back from TurboTax? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Anna get the job of tax expert when she hears back from TurboTax? Five of Cups reversed, King of Cups, Eight of Wands reversed, Two of Wands reversed, and Page of Pentacles. Eight of Wands reversed. Okay, so they told you that you would hear back from them this week, correct, Anna? And Anna, the job of tax expert, is that the job that you applied for, or is that one of the higher level positions that they thought you would do better for? Because I am seeing a win here for sure with this Page of Pentacles, King of Cups. But I'm also seeing Two of Wands reversed means a decision hasn't been made yet. Eight of Wands reversed I don't like seeing, and that's why I believe so. No, that's why job they wanted me to apply for, the higher. Oh, so they wanted you to have the tax expert job. That's the higher one? That's the job they wanted. That's the job they wanted you to apply for. Okay. It looks promising, but it does look like you're going to have if you haven't applied for the job, you're going to have to apply for it. You're going to have to interview for it. And that's where they'll be making their decision. That's where and when they'll be communicating with you, whether you've gotten the job or not. But they're not going to just reach out to you and say, hey, we got your application for the other position, but we think you do better as a tax expert, so we're just going to hire you on it in that role. It just because of HR and stuff like that. There's things that they need to do, like protocol that they need to follow. Oh, you did interview for it already. Okay, and you applied, you interviewed for it. Okay. It looks promising. It does look promising, but I don't know if they're going to. I don't know if they're going to communicate by this week. It may be next week. With this Eight of Wands reverse, I do see a delay in communication. I see a delay in an actual decision being made, but it does look more promising than not. And they said they will get back to you. Okay, so in 10 days. Okay, in 10 days. So not in, I said in the next week. I think I said in the next week in the question. So they will get back to you in the next 10 days. And I feel like it's going to happen probably within the next 8 days or so. I think it's going to happen a little over a week because they still have deliberations that they need to make with this Two of Wands reverse. Two of Wands upright is literally the decision-making card. When it's reversed, it means a decision hasn't been made yet. And especially when I ask questions regarding asking if somebody's going to get a job that they applied for or interviewed for, I often see this card come up. I asked a couple of questions yesterday for clients who had applied for jobs that they're still waiting to hear on, and the Two of Wands reverse came up for two of them. And I told them the same thing. I'm like, this is not the first time I've seen this when I've done readings for people about job interviews and waiting to hear back from them just means that a decision hasn't been made. It's not set in stone. There's free will involved still. But in terms of the overall energies, looks very promising, especially with this Page of Pentacles. Like, because this Page of Pentacles, it's like they feel, and they even told you that they felt you were more capable, that you're more capable, and that you're definitely capable of a higher level position, which was what they offered you and you interviewed for. And that's what this Page of Pentacles is all about. It's like the employer really having a lot of faith in your abilities, and furthermore your abilities to learn and adapt to the way that they do things, because I know every place has different protocols and stuff, and ways of doing certain things, but they do see you as a very promising candidate. It's just I do see some delays in communication. I do think we're still in Mercury retrograde, if I'm not mistaken, and it does feel like we are. There's been a lot of delays in people's communications, in electronics and all sorts of things. But again, this is not. I left this card to last. This is not going to be a loss for you with TurboTax, with the Five of Cups reversed. They're not going to leave you feeling like you don't have a job. I think this card came up with the first question we asked too. They're not going to leave you feeling like you don't have anything with them, because they're definitely going to offer you something. Again, the decision hasn't fully been made, but even if they don't offer you this or don't give you this position, I feel like there's another one, like a third one, that they would offer you as well. They want you on their team. They want you on board. That I can tell you. So the energies really look promising. They feel promising. Excuse me. Now they just need to make up their mind, and you're high on their list, so I think it's very, very probable that you'll just get this position. You're very welcome, Anna. I'm sorry it wasn't more definitive there. In emotions, it typically is more definitive but complex, but when it comes to decisions having to be made, free will comes into it. But the energies are good, and I like everything you've told me. You very much are capable, and they want you on board, so yeah. Awesome, girl. Thank you, Anna. I really appreciate you. And I'm sorry I couldn't answer your legal question, the insurance legal question. But I wish you all the best. Really all the best. That's something that I really wanted to do with a former employer, and I never did, and so I'm really happy you're doing it. While I don't think you need luck, I do wish you all the best and good luck there. And yeah, success and victory. All right, so the donation queue is currently open. So whoever donates next will be next. A couple of people have come on and requested my OG love reading, which is basically just your person's thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards you at this time. I just wanted to put it in the chat there. If there's any new people coming in, that is something that I offer, and there's no additional donation amount. It's just a simply a reading suggestion. I also offer private readings. I offer 2 different types of private readings. I offer them one-on-one by appointment only over Zoom, either Zoom or phone, depending on how much technology I have at my disposal that day, but usually by Zoom. And we can schedule it for as long as you'd like, and if we end up needing extra time, I can usually accommodate that. But I highly recommend those private readings. They are, you can provide me with all the context and backstory that you like. And I can answer I really recommend it for everybody, but especially if you're going through a very complex or rather complex issue that you have questions regarding, that you may have multiple questions about regarding that, or that might need a few different questions asked in order to get to the bottom of things, I highly recommend that. And yeah, again, there's no limitation to how many questions we ask or how many cards I pull. It's entirely up to you. I also offer private readings offline, more as a for reasons of convenience and discretion. If I am not live for whatever reason, if I'm out of town, or if I'm just not live, I'm at a job or whatever, I can still read for you if you just send your donation in. I can get back to you usually within 2 to 3 hours of receiving your donation, always within 24 hours of receiving it. And those I do for folks over Instagram, via DMs, voice memos over DMs, or typed over email. And again, those are at no additional donation amount. It's just more for, like, if you have a question that needs to be asked online, or if you would prefer things not to be talked about online, situation to be talked about online, I respect that as well. Yeah. So again, the donation queue is currently open. So whoever donates next or first will be next. Hi, Lorraine. How are you doing, love? Now that's something I gotta look up. Is Mercury still in retrograde? Oh, it's not. I guess it ended on the 11th of August. And why am I feeling that type of way? I'm doing well. I'm doing well, Lorraine. Thank you for asking. Yeah, no, I just saw it's not. I'm like, then what have I been experiencing? I've been pulling the Eight of Wands reversed a lot for people's readings, and that's often, like, it's often described as like the Mercury retrograde card when it's in its reverse position. I think there's another one either in October or November. Yeah, it cycles. I think it happens like 4 times a year. I am back from my trip. I sure am. I had a great time. I don't know if you got to catch the one time I went live while I was there, but my friend's place was really, really nice. Oh my gosh. Um, like dream place. Oh my god. Really nice. Yeah, it was really fun. And I'm just realizing that I didn't take a video of it. I was on the phone with my girlie and we were on FaceTime and I showed her the place, but I didn't. Now I don't think I did. I don't think I meant to like the day we had a maid there, and so it was clean like every morning, and I meant to do it right after she left, so it was like all like fresh and like nice and clean and tidy. Not like it wasn't most of the time, but because it was. But I don't think I did. I don't think I actually took a video of it. I often forget to um, commemorate, memorialize moments in my life. No, well, it is in other countries. The rent was not freaking cheap for this place. I'm not going to repeat what it is, but it was pretty high. Um, I don't know if you could get a place like that in like, for that price, for like in Manhattan, possibly. Possibly. In San Francisco, probably not. It would probably be a little more expensive. Maybe the same price. I'd have to look it up. But it was not cheap rent. No. It's not a cheap place. Um, they just just are I don't think they're retired, but they just did very well. Friend of friends, so I'm not quite sure what their situation is, but friend of friend. Yeah, I didn't do a whole lot of shopping or anything. I wanted to get another tarot deck, but I'm trying to minimalize my life right now. Um, Bought a few pieces of jewelry, but nothing much. I did get a tin of my favorite tea. I should have gotten two. I don't know why I didn't. Um, but it's like legit the best tea ever. Shoot. Yeah, no, it was magnificent, Lorraine. They had a view of like the Eiffel Tower. It was freaking gorgeous. Yeah, because I have a friend who lives in India and she's like in a nice city. You can find a luxury apartment for around $500, and I'm like, what the hell? Rent in Miami is crazy. That would make sense in India because of the well, I would guess because of their currency's pretty weak. Like my clients who live in India and like pay in rupees, it's always like something ridiculous, like 300,000 rupees is equivalent to like $7 or something. Something like that. So that probably has something to do with it. My brother just moved to somewhere. I'm not going to say because I want to keep his business private, but yeah, that's also, I'm sure, cheap to live. I have a friend who lives in Bangalore in India. Um, I met her here. I met her when I was living in Chicago, but she's from Bangalore and she moved back home. And yeah, like she has a really, and she is a very successful young lady, but she has a really, really nice place. And yeah, I don't know how much she pays for it, but um, I have one client. I haven't seen him around for a while. He was from England, and he moved to Bosnia, and like sent me like a video tour of his new place, and it was like really nice. It was like an 8 or 9 bedroom like villa, like etched in the hills. It was really quite a nice place. And he said he got it for a really good deal. Yeah, I'd imagine rent in Miami is very expensive. Is that the closest major city? Is it the city that you're closest to, Lorraine? Miami? Yeah, that's I was gonna say I think that's a little lower than it is here. Around the same. No, a little lower. I'd say a little lower than San Francisco. And you live in Miami. I did not know that. I've always wanted to go to Miami. That's the only and I've been to Florida numerous times. We'd go to Orlando when I was a kid to meet up with our British relatives. They'd meet us halfway, basically. Like we'd come from California, they'd come from England, we'd meet halfway in Florida, in Orlando. Which was not my favorite place in the world, but when you're a kid, it's fun because Disney World, blah blah blah. But as an adult, I'm just like, damn, I would really like to go to Miami. That's a place I'd like to go. It seems super gay and super fabulous. Um, Although I'm sure I'd look really funny there because I know plastic surgery is huge there, and I'm not about that life, at least not right now. I'm waiting. I'm waiting until I need a facelift. I mean, Istanbul is kind of like that too, where my brother used to live. Plastic surgery is super cheap there. Living is super cheap there. And a lot of it has to do with the exchange rate and their money just being, their currency being kind of weak. Not kind of weak, but really weak. But they have really cheap plastic surgery and like medical procedures available there. And yeah, you see girls with like tons of BBLs and stuff. No, you wouldn't look funny at all. In Miami, not everyone looks fake, and most people like normal, so you'd be fine. Though I have something to tell you because I will need to be moving soon. Yeah, tell me what's up. I'm moving soon too, girl. super detailed, but I rent like an efficiency apartment attached to my landlord's home, and I come around the house without my glasses off after work, and my landlord is watering the plants without pants on. Oh God, that's awful, Lorraine. Like butt naked. He only had. Oh my God, you've mentioned that he was weird in the past. Like he would offer you rides and stuff. Is this the same one? His apology was, "I'm sorry. What a shame. I'll never do it again." And text message. Yeah, BS. You don't do that when you know you have that you have tenants living there. I'm sorry. That's the stupidest thing, and you know that, right? That is awful. I am so sorry. You should totally take him to court. You should absolutely take him to court for indecent exposure, sexual harassment. You would win. You would win, Lorraine. That is so wildly wrong. And I don't think he knows how much you know how wrong it is. Yes, you need to move, but you also need to take him to court and get your money. Get paid. Because that is, he should have, he knows. And I think he just thinks that you don't know how illegal that is. But he's a landlord. He knows damn right. And he's been creepy in the past. I remember you telling me when you were having car issues, you were like, yeah, I would not even, he's offered me rides, and I refuse them. That is so, who does that? Who does, like, even if you're a naturist, even if you like being naked out in nature, blah, 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 you don't, who does that with just their pants off? Who waters their plants with their shirt on, but their ding dong out? Who does that? Someone who gets off. There's people who get off on that, girl. It's disgusting. He's like a flasher or like a voyeur, or an exhibitionist, not a voyeur, but an exhibitionist. I don't know. He probably was. Yeah, exactly. He wanted to try it, and part of what excites them is the reaction, like of disgust that they usually get. Yes, it's a thing. It's a whole ass thing. I'm not gonna get it, but yeah, I had issues. Yeah, I've had an issue with someone like that once. It's not okay. I'm not gonna get into it in detail at all, but not okay, and highly illegal. Um, and he can't even use the excuse like, "Oh, I'm a naturist," because one, he wasn't fully naked. He had his shirt on, and two, he has a tenant that lives there. That's not, and he wasn't at like a resort where people can just walk around nude. This is not the place. This is a residential area. There are children around. There are you around. Well, I don't know if there's children around, but there could have been. Who knows? You could have brought home a friend who had a kid or something. I wasn't sure what I saw because my glasses were off and my eyes were blurry. Yeah, you were right, girl. Yeah. And he admitted it. Save that text, girl. You're gonna need some evidence. That's gonna be it. He admitted to it. He admitted to doing that, Lorraine. That's his admission of guilt right there. Bam. Save that. Make sure you don't lose it ever at all. Take photo shots of it, image screenshots of it. Save it, save it, save it. You need to leave. You're saving for it for next year, hopefully. I would get the legal battle rolling right now, Lorraine, because you're gonna win, and that money will help you move. And you may even get some assistance in moving, like financial assistance in moving if you report him as a sex offender, if you report him for sexually harassing you, because then he will be liable to be on the sex offender registry. I would really not wait on this, Lorraine. I know you need to wait and save till you're able to move, but I would not wait on getting the ball rolling here, because the biggest regrets I've had in my life have been not, because if you don't do it immediately, it's likely not going to get done. That's what I've learned, is I say I'm going to take someone to court, I say I'm going to do it, and then by the time, some time has passed, I'm not feeling as you know, angry as I did at the beginning, and I think, oh, it's just a huge pain, blah blah. I don't know how, or that too. I don't know how these things work exactly. That's why you need to go to a legal agency, love. They will provide you. They have like young lawyers that work at like legal assistance agencies, and they will provide you with the information you need, either for free or for a very, very low amount of money. But you need to be armed with knowledge here, and that specifically, he sensed that, or he knew that, Lorraine, that you don't know these things, you don't know the laws, and that you just wouldn't go forward with it because you don't know. He's taking advantage of that. I'm not ready to move. I just started a new job, if that makes sense, but I know what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. Because you'll be getting quite a bit of money from this. I mean, I can't promise you that, but from everything you're telling me, it sounds like it. I really would recommend you doing that, because he's going to continue. He could get worse. He could do weirder things, because you're still living there. The moment that you like bring this to legal attention, that's when he'll actually stop. And if it's financial reasons, resources that are preventing you from moving and leaving this situation right now, this would help. I know you started a new job. I know it's a lot, but I feel very strongly about this. That was just beyond wrong. Like, if that happened to me here with my roommate, like, no way. No way. I would seek legal assistance. My plan is, if it gets worse, I'll leave somewhere to rent a room if needed. Yeah. Do you want to even see it get worse, Lorraine? Because it's likely going to. Because now he knows that he's gotten away with it. You're not leaving, and you haven't pursued any legal action, so he's likely going to do something again. But if you pursue legal action immediately, this all stops, and you can start getting the ball rolling and getting some restitution, some money from him for what he did. Yes, you can call the cops right now on him, girl. It's like that. Like, do you need to see my face? Sorry, my heart is like racing right now. I'm sorry. I know I can't tell you what to do, but you can legit call the cops on his ass right now. And they would come, and they would take him away and question him. Is this guy married? Does he have a family too? Does he know the neighbors? Do the neighbors know him? What kind of job does he have? Like, you would need to pay a lawyer? No. If you did have, most likely not, Lorraine, until you actually like got to court, and go to a legal assistance agency. Okay, this is the first step, and they will provide you with either free or very low cost initial information. But then you wouldn't have a place to live. No, they like. What do you mean you wouldn't have a place to live? He can't kick you out. He can't end he cannot end your lease because he got caught with his dick out. You would absolutely have a place to live. Only now he would know he wouldn't be able to get away with it because you're armed with knowledge. You would likely have to pay for a lawyer, but don't quote me on this, like, once it actually got to court, but they would advise you, like, like, basically, like, your winnings from this would be paying for the attorney. If you don't end up winning, you usually don't have to pay for the attorney. You usually pay for the attorney. I think you always pay for the attorney after the court case, depending on what kind of case it is. I'm not an attorney, that's why you need to go to a legal assistance place, because I don't have all the information, but I have some nuggets of information. This is his house. If they take him away, what about me? But you don't live in his house, you live in a unit attached to his house. They won't take you away. You're not connected to him other than you pay him rent. You're a young lady who needs a place to live. They're not gonna take you away. You didn't do anything. You know? Um, yeah, I know that lawyers do get paid for a lot of cases prior to actual court proceedings, but I know for certain types of cases, I believe it's like afterwards. But and I think this is that type of case, but I'm not positive. So that's why it's so important that you just contact a legal assistance agency and just tell them what happened. Um, and they'll likely say a lot of what I'm telling you right now, only like more accurate information, but they would probably say call the cops on him right now. Get that, because if you don't do it now, the more time passes, the more like they can question things, and he can come up with bullshit answers and stuff. You know what I mean? It's like this, Lorraine. It's like if you had a child and your landlord exposed his privates to your child, say 3 or 4 year old kid, would you wait to call the cops, or would you call the cops immediately? Treat yourself like you would your own child. This is part of tending to one's inner child. It's part of that. He was absolutely sexually harassing you. There was nothing natural about that. That was harassment, 100%. And it was intended. So I'm just gonna say that and take a deep breath, because it's, yeah, yeah. And I just fear that if I mean I want, yeah, it's harassment, and that's what he did to you. He harassed you. Like he knows you live there. You've mentioned he's creepy in the past. It's harassment to you too. Just because you're not a child doesn't make it not harassment. That's not okay. Yeah, no, this is bad. But it's good in the sense that I know that you're gonna win. You're going to get yours here, so long as you take care of things. Yeah, I would just look up literally like legal advice, or like free legal advice, or legal yeah, like legal advice services for harassment cases. But there's almost always like legal advice centers like everywhere throughout the country. I fear that too. I just don't have any other support, and I'm on my own. I need a place to live. I'm like, I'm gonna leave next year. Do I make sense? It's fine. I'm like, I hear your fear. I hear your fear, but at the same time, I also am saying that they're not going to take you away. If they take him away and put him in jail, they're not taking you away and putting you in jail. They're not going to be clearing out his attached tenants unit because you didn't do anything. In fact, if they put him in jail, which I don't know if they could immediately, but if they did, you would still likely be paying until he was actually prosecuted. You might even still be paying rent to him in jail, but they wouldn't remove you. But if you want to know for sure, you've got to call the legal assistance agency, and I'm sure they'll say the same thing that I'm saying to you. I won't be paying him rent based on his name, and he's been fighting for me, which you should. Yeah. I just fear that the longer time goes on, the less motivated you'll be to take care of this. And he may do this again. He likely will. And even if you move, he'll likely do this to other people. He knows he can get away with it because he's getting away with it. My electricity is his, if that makes sense. I don't pay separate electricity or water. Yeah, the utilities are connected to his excuse me, his living unit. I understand that. It's under his house, so if he leaves, I can't live here. I would definitely ask a legal representative about that, Lorraine. I seriously don't think that's the case. If they know he has a tenant who's been paying rent regularly and has been good with her rent, they're not going to remove his electricity and utilities. Yeah, definitely ask someone who knows. I'm almost positive I'm giving you mostly correct advice here. I'm sure I'm getting a lot of things wrong. That's why I don't answer legal or medical questions. But just you being a friend and telling me this, you know, this is just my advice as a friend. Or if anybody who I cared about came to me and told me this. But if they came in and asked me to ask tarot, I'd say that's not for me. And that's why I don't answer legal or medical questions with tarot, because I want you to see a legal specialist, because that I am not. I know a lot about legal matters and the law, but I don't know as much as they do. Not an authority. I know you don't like conflict, Lorraine. I don't either. Libra rising here, and I know you really don't like conflict. We've talked about this, but there's certain, I'm Libra rising. Yeah, I'm Libra rising, and I don't like conflict. But um, communication and justice is also the opposite of conflict. And if you communicate what happened, you will get justice. You'd need to call the cops on him. Likely, but they might give you a time. They might say, call the cops when you have this information or something like that. They might have something else to say to you to add to that, Lorraine. Um, but what he did was a crime. Like I said, if he did it to your child, you'd call the cops immediately on him. It's still a crime that he committed towards you. Even though you're not a kid and there weren't any kids around, that's still unwanted exposure. It's indecent exposure. But it's way illegal. So yeah, the Libra in me does not like conflict, but girl, like I am all about justice. And this is a matter of justice needing to be served. Because I'm sure he's done this to other people in the past, and if he doesn't get in trouble for doing it this time, then he will likely do it to other people in the future. And I wouldn't sit well with that, knowing that he's going to do it again. Because those kind of people do. And I hate dealing with the law, and I hate dealing with courts, and I hate, like, yeah, lawsuits, suing. I'm not a litigious person, but I am about justice, and this is so clearly wrong. I was thinking to myself, what if he was doing laundry and went outside for a second, but then again, he should know better. There's no excuse, because I wouldn't walk in the backyard. Like, I was just going to say, girl, would you have done that? No, because you know that he may come out at some point. Just like, I could run from my bedroom to the bathroom when I'm in a hurry, butt ass naked, but I don't do that because I have a roommate. You know what I mean? Like, even when there's no one home, I still cover myself up just in case. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, it's just about being proper. And I can't tell you how many times people have, like, almost have thought this was the cannabis dispensary and just walk right in. So, I could hypothetically be flashing someone if someone walked in my house, and I happened to run, from, like I said, from my room to the bathroom. It doesn't matter. Do you know you're living with someone? I mean, so, I get it doesn't actually. If someone comes in your house, it's fair game. But if I was living by myself, you know, then that would be on them. They couldn't prosecute me. They shouldn't be entering my house. But I live with someone, so there's no excuse for that. I don't behave that way, and neither do you, because we know that we could be seen, and we don't want to, because that. But he wanted to be seen, and he knew he could be seen. So he did what he was like, I can get away with this, so I'm gonna do it. And I have no doubt that he went back to his place and was super excited about that encounter, which is even grosser. But those people, it's a thing. Do you think I should warn my landlord and threaten him, or get my information first and go? I would get your information first from legal professionals and go from there. They'll give you the best advice. They'll know. They'll know better than me. I think I'm telling you the right thing. Again, I'm sure a lot of it is peppered with things that are not true, so definitely go to a legal professional. But they will give you the best advice as to, you know, if you should call the cops immediately, or if you should warn him. I know they won't. I highly doubt they will say that. They're going to see a crime, and they're going to see a victim. They're going to see a perpetrator, and they're going to want to go forward and want you to go forward. Yeah, that too. That too. I think pretty much every single law and legal proceeding is posted online. And I'd be very interested to know too, Lorraine. You need to get justice here. This is justice reversed. This is messed up. So yeah, the donation queue is open, everybody. Whoever donates next will be next. Google says the same thing. You're very welcome, love. You are so welcome. You mean a lot to me, and this is this is the advice I would give to anybody who I cared about. Really, it's a huge deal. Thank you so much, Natasha, for your donation. And you would like a mini love reading. Yes, Natasha. Did you just want a general what's going to happen with Natasha and with her love life question? You got it. And Natasha, what is your sign? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, what is coming towards Natasha in love? Angels, Masters, and Spirit Guides, what is coming towards Natasha in love? Dreams, masters, and spirit guides, what is coming towards Natasha in love? Masters and spirit guides, what is coming towards Natasha in love? Masters and spirit guides, what is coming towards Natasha in love? Masters and spirit guides, what is coming towards Natasha in love? Masters and spirit guides, what is coming towards Natasha in love? Masters and spirit guides, what is coming towards Natasha in love? Masters and spirit guides, what is coming towards Natasha in love? Masters and spirit guides, what is coming towards Natasha in love? The Empress, Four of Wands, Judgment reversed, Four of Cups reversed, and Eight of Cups. Interesting. Very interesting. Wow. A lot of information for such a mini reading. Okay. Please let me know, what is the current status of your love life right now? Are you single? Is there someone from your past that you're still talking to by any chance? I got two different sets of news for you here. Two different sets of messages. And I think both of them are applicable. But I want to be sure. I'm trying to just basically figure out what this Eight of Cups is all about. If there is indeed someone, you're single, would you say that there's someone from your past that you still think about a lot? Or talk to still? Or perhaps never really fully cut the cord emotionally? You're not talking to anyone? Okay. Interesting, because the Eight of Cups, because this was the one card that was like perplexing me here. Is this Eight of Cups? Eight of Cups is all about walking away from someone or something. When we're talking about romance, it's usually a suggestion that it would be that there's something that you should walk away from. There's something that you need to walk away from in order to either set yourself free or, in this case, welcome the blessings in your life that you would like to see come to fruition. But this Four of Cups reversed. Four of Cups is sadness, is longing, is pining over someone. It can also just be a signifier of, the art is someone who is looking down at three empty cups, but if they were to look up, they'd see that they have a full cup still. But the card is in its reversed form, which is telling me that there's something from, and if it's not a specific person, there's something from your past in your love life that you are healing from. And that you are indeed walking away from successfully. Like, if this was reversed, I'd be a little concerned, but with it being upright, it's like, yeah, you're on the right path. You're on the right track here. With Judgment reversed, it could very well be feelings of, I don't know how long you've been single for, but Judgment reverse can often be a signifier of feelings of insecurity, or strongly judging oneself. Are you currently out talking to people right now, or dating or at all? Because Spirit is saying if you're not currently actively talking, trying to meet people right now is the flippin' time, girl. I rarely get to see these two cards in the next to each other, let alone in the same reading. The Empress and the Four of Wands, That's what we want to see. And I don't know you personally, maybe I don't know what you're looking for specifically in love. Maybe you're not looking for a romantic connection, but Spirit's saying that there's one on the horizon for sure, that you are going to be someone's empress. You are talking to people. Okay, so you're on the right track. You're on the right track. Like I said, you're on the right track. You're moving forward from the past. You're from what it looks like you're staying in the present moment and harnessing the present moment. Um, I want to get a little bit of clarity on this judgment reversed. But yeah, no, Spirit is saying there's really good things on the horizon. Um, if Spirit is seeing it this clearly right now, it's likely going to happen much sooner than you would think. Because tarot and Spirit is really all about reading current energies as they stand. But there are quite a few things in this life that are fated. One of them being this romance on the horizon for you. It's a very important one, and it's one that I'm not sure if you've been manifesting it, but Spirit's saying ready or not, here it comes, basically. And it sounds like that is something that you would like. If you are talking to people, I would imagine you would like a divinely ordained romantic union. Um, Okay, so yeah, judgment reversed. It's telling me the same thing in my handy little black book here. When it comes to romance, that it could be that Spirit is saying that sometimes you can judge yourself too harshly, and put too much pressure on yourself. That's not what I'm here to say. It's not my opinion. It's just what I'm seeing in the cards. Um, but I think most importantly, what I'm seeing is you're on the right path. You're on the right track. There's no need for me to redirect you here. You're doing all the right things, and Spirit is saying that you're going to see the results of your efforts in terms of like talking to people. That's going to manifest in a romantic union in which you are the Empress. You are the Queen of Queens there. Um, so I'm loving this. I love this message for you. I think it's great for a general love reading. I think the answer is great for any romantic question, really. Um, you're on the right path, and blessings will be coming to you soon. That's not something I get to tell too many people too often. I wish I did get to tell people that all the time. Um, but I'm happy. I'm so happy I got to, because it's really always nice to impart happy news. But that is what I'm seeing for you, Miss Natasha. Thank you very, very much, love. I really appreciate you, and I think it's definitely exciting that you've got a Four of Wands union on the horizon. You're fully seated in your divine feminine energies. Um, you're very welcome. You are very welcome, love. Very, very excited for you. All right. Let's see. How long do you want to be here? Okay, so I have been on for just a little under 2 hours, so I will do a last call for donations in like just a minute here. Yeah, if anyone has any questions out there, now would be your time to ask. Yeah. All right, last call, y'all, for donations. Please let me know if you have a question. I would love to answer it for you this evening. Last call for all donations tonight. Thank you. Last call, everybody, tonight for any and all donations. Thank you. Last call tonight for all donations. Thank you. All right, it looks like everyone is happy and taken care of. Thank you all very, very much, and I will see you all